But it's not. Oh, is it on? Okay. We are used to testing 1, 2, 1, 2. So when it's in your pocket, you are not certain if it's actually functioning. The executive mayor, Gregory Ntatisi, Minister of DITC, Pakstau in absentia, the Premier of the Free State, Makwin Matai in absentia as well, heads of missions represented here and on the link, the MECs present here, councillors, members of mayoral committee, the deputy mayor, protocol, my apology, heads of departments around here, our guests, officials of the metro, the provincial secretary of the African National Congress, I'm informed is here, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media. Thanks, Program Director. I'm going to take you through a presentation on investment opportunities in Mangaung. My name is Sello More. I'm the city manager. We always say the big statement that we make about investment opportunities, despite us coming here to host a conference, the investment opportunities is the city itself. There are a lot of issues that we think we'll need to correct as the city to get the investment wheel going. I think my leaderships who presented before myself, they touched on some of these issues. So by this conference, I think as outlined in the objectives of the summit by the previous speakers, we are saying Mangaung is ready for investments, despite its other challenges. In the earlier interview I did with SABC, I said, we as the city come from a very dark past. We are continuing to take challenges head on currently. Some of the challenges are ongoing, but as challenges emerge, we take them head on, but we are ready for investments. Okay, the overview of my presentation, the outline of my presentation is the overview of the city, the place where we would want you to invest in, the economic profile of Mangaung Metro, as well as investment opportunities profile. Our vision is a globally safe and attractive city to live, work, and invest in. We don't want to be a city where you just pass by, you just go into a petrol station, or if you are late to go somewhere, you just put in petrol. We are a city worthy of investment. I think the executive mayor outlined some of the elements of why we say we are a city worthy of investments. We've got good financial systems supporting business and government services. We've got skilled and educated workforce with 3 main tertiary institutions, the University of the Free State, the Central University of Technology, as well as Motheo TVET. Of course, there are other institutions of higher learning in the city, both at private and to some extent at public sector. So we've got that. We are at that level. We've got the diverse cultural heritage with an urban-rural setting. Because we are a middle city, we are a center city, we are likely to attract people from all walks of life. We've got access to various measures of transport, the air, the road, as well as rail links to harbors. Almost everyone that wants to get to anywhere goes via Mangaung. In one way or the other, the main roads do cross across Mangaung. We've got ample prime and strategic land parcels. Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? We are a city with ample and prime strategic land parcels. Please bring your money. The colleagues will talk to some elements of this, investor support, as well as incentives. So about Mangaung itself, Mangaung means place of cheetahs. Mangaung, not Mangaung. Mangaung. So we've got 7 geographical towns, namely Bloemfontein, Botshabelo, Tabanchu, Diversdorp, Wepener, Van Stadensres, as well as Sulpan. Bloemfontein is the administrative capital of the Free State and the judicial capital of South Africa. We are one of the 3 capitals in the country. Largest metropolitan municipality by land and size. 9,899 square meters, so we are very huge. We may not have a huge population, but geographically we are a huge metro with lots of investment opportunities. We've got about 51 wards as a municipality. The province is located at the center of South Africa, and Mangaung is centrally located within the Free State, at the heart of it all. I want to emphasize that one, at the heart of it all. We are not where people just pass. We want to be at the heart of it all, the center of everything that is good in this province and in this country. There is the map. You can see geographically, we are very big as the city, as the metro. Population-wise, we've got about 811,000 people residing in the metro, of which working population is about 68.2%. We've got officially about 229,426. But if we include informal settlements and other unregistered settlements, our estimate is that we could be around 300,000, more or less, in terms of households. Average household size is about 3.5 per household. Formal dwellings is 90.1%. In terms of gender parity, 52.5% of people residing in Mangaung are female, with 47.5% being male. So we are largely female-oriented type of population in Mangaung. So we've got females in the majority. In terms of race, the black Africans is 87.9%. The white population is about 7.8%. The colored population is about 3.8%. And the Indian and Asian is about 0.4%. In terms of the economic profile, we've got the tertiary sector as the largest contributor to the gross value add within Mangaung Metropolitan Municipality at 87.3%. So that's the largest sector in Mangaung. Of course, we would want to bring some balance there. That is why we are calling this type of summit. The secondary sector contributes a total of 9%, and the primary sector contributes only 3.7%. So we would want to bring balance in terms of these statistics. In terms of the GVA by broad economic sector, unfortunately the numbers have not been allocated there, but you can see community service is the biggest, finance, trade, and transport, and other sectors are contributing minimally in terms of GVA of Mangaung. But the community services remains the biggest contributor. On average, the city contributes about 40% to the Free State province. We are the biggest. We may have a lot of our own challenges, but we are the biggest contributor to the Free State province GDP and about 2% to the national GDP. I think it has actually declined. We used to be around between 2 and 3 in between, but we are now stabilized at around 2%. The province contributes about 5% overall. So as a province and as a metro, our contribution to the GDP is next to nothing, and we would want to improve on that. The metro is the largest employer in the Free State with availability of skilled workforce. Okay, here are the numbers. The community service sector is the largest, accounting for about 36.2% of the total GVA. The finance sector contributes the second most at 25.5%. The third largest sector is trade sector with 15.1%. The balance I was talking about, we would want to see the trade sector taking a bit of attention, taking a bigger chunk in terms of the contribution to the metro's economy. I've said when I started, it's not only about us hosting a summit. How ready are we as an institution, as a metro? I can say we are investor ready. And I'm saying the biggest investment opportunity is getting your governance and institutional systems in place. I think many of you would know that, in particular, the period from 2021, I would say later, 2022-23, the metro had a very unstable governance with motions of no confidence flying left, right, and center, disturbing the stability in terms of governance. But now we have stabilized. So I'm saying the biggest opportunity that we can grant to you is getting our governance and our institutional systems in place. No one wants to put their money where there are no systems in place. People would say Mangaung is bankable. Then you know you have hit the right note. But if people continue to question particularly the institutional and governance elements, of course, to a large extent, the financial systems, the financial management systems as well are very critical. But you can never get to that stage unless if you've got your governance right. So Mangaung has stabilized these key areas at both political and administrative level. Mangaung has a permanent mayor, chief whip, deputy mayor, and speaker. As I've said, it used to be motion of no confidence, acting municipal manager, acting mayor, with changes having potential at any given time. Same year, Mangaung appointed its entire senior management corps, the city manager, and all other senior managers. We only appointed the CFO and the head of project management office in 2024. That is significant in that now you've got institutional stability. You've got people in positions who are not called acting. And no one wants to put their money in a systems of Hollywood where everyone else is acting. We are in process, of course, of filling other critical positions. Mangaung has a functioning governance system with council and its committees sitting regularly to provide political leadership and oversight. I can assure you that the council sits regularly, its subcommittees, portfolio committees sitting regularly. So we've got a very functioning institution, which is, as I've reflected, we have a stable governance environment. When you bring your money to Mangaung, you are bringing it to a very stable institution. Now, ladies and gentlemen, where you need to put your money in. What are the investment opportunities available for Mangaung? Of course, our intention and the intention of provincial government, the N8 corridor development. We have been singing this song, but we have not necessarily moved at the pace that we would want to move. But we are saying N8 corridor development is open. It's a nodal development corridor linking the 3 urban nodes of Mangaung, Bloemfontein, Botshabelo, and Tabancho. The N8 development corridor. There's been plans, there's been thinking around that corridor. It's a very strategic corridor served by national road, rail, and air transport facilities. So we are calling yourselves to come and invest in this very strategic nodal point, as reflected on the maps. There is N1, N6, N8. Around the Bloemfontein area, there is N8 in the Botshabelo-Tabancho route, which links also to Lesotho. So the N8 corridor development, as I explained, the strategic nodes along the corridor are the Bloemfontein CBD, where we are open for retail office parks. We also have the intermodal transport facility, as well as the train station. So our CBD, I think most of the CBDs in the country are going a bit down, but we have also established a war room in our city that will also enhance our capacity to link with whoever has an interest in investing in our CBD. We want a lively CBD. We don't want a CBD that is dilapidated and that is neglected. The golf course and raceway node is along the N8 route for leisure, for recreation, mixed residential and tourism opportunities. We want to grow that site, and we want to make that site a big site, particularly for leisure and recreation. There are, as I will reflect, there are pockets of land and there are pockets of development along that route. It's also a Transnet area for logistics, freight center, and warehousing. When we met with Transnet, they also indicated that's where they also repair some of their locomotives. The Bram Fischer International Airport Precinct, of course, that's our airport, our air transport, our cargo, tourism, hospitality, and light industry. So we also have the airport development node, where we are desiring, when completed, to be a mixed development node for a hotel, international conference center, and a mixed residential. Some of the development has already kicked in, but there is still an expectation and a hope, of course, that people will come, yourselves will come, and bring investments into this strategic area. There is Mandela View, which is a residential development, Bloemdustria, industrial development zone. Some of this, the buildings there and the land there is unoccupied, which is central, which can be central for us to revitalize the economy of this city. The Rasfontein Dam, which is ripe for ecotourism. The Botshabelo industrial area for industrial and warehousing. It used to be active in prior years, but now it's a bit dull. Botshabelo CBD for mixed development. Tabancho CBD also for mixed development. The Botshabelo-Tabancho node for mixed residential development. We also have the Vaihoek Precinct redevelopment program. Total estimated cost is around 8 billion. We have spent about 20 million on planning and designs of phase 1 is part of our reinvestment into the inner city. The Waihoek is very historical, as you may know. The Waihoek area is where the African National Congress was actually formed, but that precinct itself has a huge potential for the country and for the province, as well as for the metro. So we are reworking that. I think many years ago there was actually a commitment to finance this precinct, so we are revitalizing that. That will bring glory days back for inner city rejuvenation. So the project is about 4 hectares of land in the CBD, integrated mixed-use development. As I reflected, designs completed for phase 1, the final precinct plan completed and presented to National Treasury. So it's a very strategic site for the city. Then the airport development note, total estimated cost is about 10.3 billion. It's high-end type of land. And of course, we want the investments along that route, the N8 corridor. So the phase 1 of it is about 700 hectares for integrated mixed-use development. In terms of readiness, town planning processes are completed, township establishment approved, bulk infrastructure available, feasibility studies completed with support of National Treasury and World Bank. We have not moved at the pace we would have wanted to move in creating our small aerotropolis around that area, but we are ready to create that. Is that land there? You can see where I wanted the pointer. But if I point with my finger here, you won't see. So it's in total, that's 700 plus that 1,100 hectares for phase 2. So in terms of our phase 1, the opportunities, the International Convention Center, the ICC would want to have a ICC at the airport development node. Mangaung doesn't have an ICC, and to a large extent, we are using unconventional measures to host big events. There's no predictability. So we need that convention center. You can invest there. The hotels, there is one small hotel in the area, but I want to believe that when the city starts growing, when that node starts growing, we may need more than just the one hotel that is there. Office and commercial complexes is part of the plan. Mixed residential typologies. Of course, a shopping mall, tertiary education, as well as public amenities. In terms of phase 2, light industrial manufacturing, of course, as the area grows, people could want to invest maybe in the supplies towards the airport, as an example. Cargo warehousing as well, cargo airport facilities, mixed residential typologies, as well as an increase in terms of our public amenities. That's the pockets of land. Unfortunately, I don't have the pointer like I pointed, but you can see the yellow aspects of the map directs to where we are emphasizing some of these investments, including commercial showrooms, school apartment, number 3 apartments, high-end, the public facilities is number 2, tertiary education number 4, then taxi rank and transport noted number 5, number 7 is the shopping mall, number 8 International Convention Center as I reflected, a proposed hotel, and then houses as I also made a reference, some urban square in between the written in red. So we are inviting yourselves to come and invest in those pockets of land at the airport node. This is an artist impression of the airport node. Yeah, that's continuation of an artist impression of the airport node. Continuation. You can see, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be investing in an area with a huge potential for being what I can call an upmarket type of area. It's continuation of an artist's impression. I'm not saying it's going to be exactly like this. Someone will build a house like that. The other will build a street one. So, but that's just an artist's impression. Then the second one will be Cecilia Park development. Our total estimated cost is about 4 billion. It's about 166 hectares of land near Langenhoven Park. The project will deliver about 643 stands, residential, recreational, and retail facilities. Also mixed use a hotel, boutique hotel, place of assembly, business premises, gymnasium, and office space, of course. The town planning processes are complete. Municipal planning tribunal approvals also completed. So this opportunity is ready. Vista Park 2 and 3, there is continuation there. It's a work that we are continuing as the city. Those who have been in the city and who are staying in the city will know that there is some work that is continuing in that area. It's in the southern part. Vista Park 2 and 3 are in the southern parts of Bloemfontein. It's 151 hectares of land for Vista Park 2 and 151, and 126 hectares of land around Vista 3. So it's the remainder of portion 654 Bloemfontein. The coordinates are reflected there. I think many people, if not all people that are staying here, would know where this is located. It's near the old Vista, but which is part of the University of the Free State. So that's the map. It's along the OR Tambo Road to N6. Vista Park 2 provides various property investment opportunities, various residential, about 4,709, about 8 for business, a filling station, about 3 opportunities for schools, 5 for creches, 15 public open spaces, and 4 for worship. So in total, it's about 4,730 opportunities for residential and non-residential. Vista Park 3 provides various property investment opportunities, out of which about 6,036 are for residential, 5 are for business, 1 for a garage, 3 for schools, 4 for creches, 19 for POS. I think Ishudi Shagan will explain that one. 4 for worship, 1 for a hospital, and 21 for mixed use. In total, it's about 6,073 opportunities. Then the Naval Hill development, we want to turn Naval Hill into a tourism hub, if you can say so, for the city. We are estimating about the cost of around 1 billion, which is about 250 hectares for a game reserve. The reserve is located in the middle of the city and is part of the Franklin Game Reserve. So we have a game reserve in the middle of a city. It's a massive opportunity. So the Readiness Naval Hill Redevelopment Plan has been completed. The viewing decks, Nelson Mandela Statue, Planetarium, Kiosk, and restaurant completed in the middle of the city. When you are there, ladies and gentlemen, particularly in the part of the game reserve, you would think you are out there in the field when you are actually in the middle of the city. So opportunities to expand vernacular, hotel, and zip line. We would want to have a zip line there at the Naval Hill. Then the industrial development, you can see on the picture there. Total estimated cost is around 30 billion. Various sites, prime industrial land in Tabanshu and Bosabelo industrial areas, that's the project information. Bloemdastria, Hamilton, and East End industrial areas in Bloemfontein. So in terms of readiness, town planning and industrial zoning completed. Bulk and reticulation infrastructure operating required. Factory shells construction required as well. So that is the opportunities that you can come through. New regional landfill site. We want to build a new landfill site, a regional landfill site. The intention also, or the thinking and the processes include us. There's been an outcry about the landfill site at Northridge. So we are going to turn that landfill site into a transfer station, HOD Tinder, also into a green type of landfill site. So we are building the new regional landfill site just to accommodate as we move out of that. So in terms of project information, is development of a new regional landfill site for Mangaung, construction of a regional new landfill site, materials recovery facility, landfill gas to energy, biodigester, and hazardous waste facility. So whoever has capacity to bring those will also be given that opportunity. In terms of readiness, concept document has been developed. Kwaggafontein Game Farm and Zoo Development. Total estimated cost is about 3 billion. So Kwaggafontein is 1,300 hectare and stocked with various game species. So there is an need for upgrade of infrastructure, and the program focuses on conservation, research, tourism, and residential development. Here as well, the concept document is developed and the planning processes are completed. So we want to enable you and your children and your family to have an excursion that is here in Bloemfontein. So Kwaggafontein is along that concept. You can see in terms of the map and also the current zoo of Mangaung. We'll still have the current zoo. We are working on various aspects in relation of reopening it. So the difference will be that the one in Kwaggafontein, animals will be roaming freely. It will be like, that's why I was saying, more like an excursion. The people will be moving in cages and the animals will be free. Whereas in the normal zoo, the animals will be in cages and the people will be moving freely. So you'll decide where you would want to be. In closing, ladies and gentlemen, Mangaung is ready for your investments. We are not a city that people just pass by. As we have seen in the presentation, we are ready to welcome any form of investments, and we are also ready to listen to your needs for the fostering of these relationships. Mangaung is at the heart of it all, a city that is globally safe and attractive to live, work, and invest in. I thank you.